guys, welcome back to BMW Fanatic. Even though it's 0 degrees outside, we are doing the DIY on how to change out your BMW battery. Now of course with the cold weather and all that kind of stuff, it's going to deplete the life of them pretty quickly, especially if they're at more the tail end of it. Like I said, 0 degrees outside right now today. I've been having issues the last few weeks as far as battery discharge, even after fully charging it, driving it, all that kind of stuff, the time resetting, all those pieces. I go into what to look for as far as when your battery is physically depleting out and is going to not work anymore. Post that video up here at the top, check that out. Well, let's get started. We're gonna pull this battery out. I'm gonna put the new one in. I am doing a same spec BMW battery, and then I will show you how to register that part because that is very crucial for the life of your battery, so that way the IBS sensor can tell the alternator how much to charge since it's actually new. Well, let's head to this trunk. Let's try to do this as quickly as possible so I can show you. It's an easy process, and we'll be good to go. Alright, first what you're going to do, you're going to want to pop your trunk because your battery's in your trunk, of course. You are going to go and remove your little screw right here. Will pop out so that way you can move that out of the way. This is just a matter of pulling it down. Now we can go ahead and set this aside. So we're going to remove this bracket right here, this brace, and it's just going to be a 10mm right down here and a 10mm right there. We can take our brace out. Next we're going to remove the negative terminal, and it's going to be same 10mm right here. Next we're going to pull the blue cord right out. Pull that one right out. Free up some space here. That's going to free up this negative terminal. The problem is just space in general. All right, so that one's out of the way. I can move that out. So it's going to be hard to see, but there's a little bracket back here. Once you get everything out of the way, you're just going to take your Phillips screwdriver. Just loosen it. There you go. So this bracket right here will hold the battery in so it doesn't slide around everywhere. Now there is a screw spot that goes down by the battery, and then it just hooks onto the battery itself. So got that out. All right, since we have the negative off, that kind of pushed aside for as much as you can push it aside. What we'll do is we'll kind of bring all these wires this way, so that way we can get the battery out and obviously get the one in. Since we have that tray out of the way, as you just saw, I can move the battery a little bit. This just gives us more space. I'm gonna pull the vent hose that's right here. This will vent any gases from the battery itself. This is on your BMW system itself. One thing to note that I have seen, if you buy a battery other than BMW, I have seen a few that do not have the vent hose option on there. So it's one of those things that, you know, buying a BMW battery, it's in the exact same spot, it's not on the other side or something stupid. So that way you have everything good to go. Next we're going to take our 10mm. All right, we're taking a flashlight here. We're gonna make sure that just which way the clips are going. So it looks like the clip is gonna go out. This is getting behind here. All right, with the 10mm off your power, you're positive there, and taking the flathead screwdriver, getting both clips off right here and in the back, the junction box itself will come right off. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna pull this power wire off right here. Give us a little bit more leverage. Get that out of the way. Sometimes it gets clipped back on there. Now you have your main box out of the way. The main line from these two clips that hold it all the way on the back. This way it gives me even more range of motion to get this up and out. So with this out, there we go. There's your junction box, main line. This is where I removed it from the side here. That way you can get that much more room. Negative terminal. Tie down goes over there, right there in that little hole. And that's it. And here's the OEM BMW battery. So this is just the normal 720 and 90 amp hour. So a good way to get the junction box out of the way so that way you can fit the battery down where it needs to be. I just took some zip ties, tied it up on the back seat release there. So that way I could try to flop it down in there, because with that, if this was all in the way, it's a nightmare to try to get it all in without crunching down any of the wires that you need. All right, take the new BMW battery. Positive goes to the front, negative to the rear. Plop it all down in there. There we go, just like that. See how it made everything so much easier, having everything tied up and of course everything out of the way. Now we'll cut the zip tie off at the top so that way it can fold back down, and then we'll just attach everything back up and then do the registering right after that. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and start putting everything back together. You're gonna take your vent hose that's right here, this little black and gray tube. Find right where it comes out at. It's like right here. Plug all that in. That's good. Or make sure we're down far enough so that way we can get the bracket on. I'll move our junction box over here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove our power positive little cap here. Put this on when it's brand new. All this stuff out of the way. This is gonna go up. We're gonna get right on the terminal, just like so. Got the back side on as far as the clip goes.
All right, and then just double checking, make sure that's clipped down in there. What it is just it goes over the ledge on the battery itself. So a good way to test is to pull on this right here. And you can tell that it is nice and snug. The back one's on, nice and snug. And these little clips down right here, so the middle piece, all you gotta do is take your finger down here and you can just feel it moving and that it's over the groove part itself. Take our power wire that we had, plug it in this first strip. Took that out of the way. Now we're going to fish the positive over. Hey, and just a FYI, this is left to be unplugged. This is to transport the battery itself. Therefore, this will not plug into anything on here. So when you're replacing the battery, don't worry like you forgot something. This can just stay down anywhere, over here, wherever you want to put it at. Has no use for when it's in your car. Here's the tie down bracket. All right, take your screwdriver here. There we go. But you can see it right here. See, it's a little Phillips. It's what it does is it attaches to the bottom part of the battery, and therefore, so your battery doesn't slide anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere at all. It's just going to hold it back there. I'm going to fish this underneath. Lights kicked on, so good there. Make sure it's tight. Once all that's done, you take your blue wire that you just unplugged, and it's going to go in this blue spot right here. It's got a little blue dot on it. Once that's plugged in, you're going to plug in your other small blue one to your other blue connection. Then you're going to take your main power wire that you took out of your little holder here, plop that back in. There's multiple sections here to where you can just slide it on over. You have successfully installed your BMW battery. Make sure all your connectors are in good. Everything's tightened down. Your box is on good. Your tie down, battery tie down is good on the back. Both terminals good. And the rest of your connectors that we undid. Before we do the cover, we're going to put this brace back on. Both 10 millimeters. Goes like this. Everything's good. Let's go ahead and get our little cover, put that back on. And then the next step, to close off the area itself, you're gonna put your tray back in, put it like this on the lip, and then it's gonna fold on back. You're gonna take your black little arrow screw kind of thing, put it back in here, turn it, and that locks it. So next what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to register the battery so that way it knows that there's a new battery on the DME. So I'm using to register the battery today is our Bavarian Technic BMW scan tool. This reads everything that the dealer can read. It is on a Windows laptop. They have the software and it checks every system. This is a authentic, specific BMW scan tool that works wonders. It does need to be powered up, so check our BMW key. Powered up. Alright, before launching it, you're going to take your cable here, plug it in our OBD2 port. I'm going to have the cable plugged in prior to launching the software. It's going to attempt to connect, and then it'll most likely start over again. All right, it is attached, so we're good there. Now let's go over to File, Start Over, 3 Series, E90, MSD 80, automatic, 2-wheel drive. Please wait, it's communicating. So just so you can get an idea. You got your reset air control, you got your lambda, those are your O2s, octane readings, transport mode, vanos, all that kind of stuff. We are gonna do reset battery adaption. So we're gonna hit send. The reset battery adaption. Command sent successfully. See down here. Exit out of this. Start her up, then we'll reset the time and do all those pieces. And then we can check for codes again. So what I did is I removed the keys so that way everything's saved. I'll put our cap back on here. That's good. We'll move the laptop out of the way so we can start her up. Jumping in the car here. Let's turn the vents down. You will need to shut your door so that way you can go through the BC menu. But here we're gonna go and set our time because obviously we took the full battery out. 4 o'clock. It's gonna be 4:03. There we go. And that is it.
Alright guys, well that does it for today. The proper DIY on how to change out your battery in your BMW. I also did the registering via the Barbarian Technic scan tool, which reads everything that the dealer can read, and that way it properly reset the adaption so that way it knows there's a brand new battery in my car as of right now, not an old 4-year-old one. That process is very important. So whether you use the BT cable like I used, iCarly, or IMPA, you can have it done remotely by a coder. My Bimmer Brain, definitely recommend him if you need to do that remotely or any kind of diagnostic work. Check him out. And guys, as always, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate the support. And please be sure to subscribe, like, and then comment. Time to have some fun. Take care.
This is a Chuki Beat production.
Redneck Beats.